If you are lucky enough to get one chance at a truly mature whitetail in a season, you are ahead of the game.
What separates those who are consistently successful is making that one shot count that you get during the season.
In this week's episode, Buckmen Ryan Keller and Blake Becker get a chance to redeem themselves after missing their chance earlier in the season.
Coming up this week on Buckmen. You might know me from my early years with Drury Outdoors, both in television and video. But what you don't know is I've worked hard all my life to bring you, the viewer, giant whitetails. That's why we created Buckmen. Everyday working class hunters like you taking giant whitetails year after year, and our story behind each one of those deer that taught us a lesson. That's our passion, that's our lives, and that's why we are Buckmen.
I'm a loan officer at a community bank in Southern Illinois. I love my job, but when fall rolls around, I'm a Buckman. Our first encounter with a good buck in 2013 was on the morning of November 12th. A big mature 8-pointer that we had trail cam pictures of. We had been hunting all week, and the day before it was really, really warm for November. A big front moved through that night, and we went into this stand and it was super cold.
It was about 64 degrees yesterday. It's 26 this morning. We got about a 15-mile-an-hour north wind. Rut has not kicked in yet. We're hunting a big valley coming up from feeding areas up to a bedding area. We're hoping this cold weather just gets them going.
This big mature 8-pointer shows up, and he shows up with a doe. Was following her every step. Whatever she did, he did. We tried to call him off of her, and we just had no luck with it. But awesome morning, a lot of deer activity.
It's the evening of November 14th. We're set up here over a big draw that leads out to a cut crop field. We got a CRP field back to our east. What we're hoping for is some bucks coming out of that CRP that have been bedded all day and coming out to this cut bean field. We're climbed up here tonight.
As many of you maybe know, when you're hunting climbers, the worst part about it is you don't get to clear a lot of shooting lanes. So Dylan York spots a buck we call Too Tall in the corner of this woods. It looks like the way he's going to skirt by us or catch our wind. I get on the grunt call, and he hears it come straight on a line to us. This deer's coming down, funneling in. He's probably about 35 yards. I'm trying to find a spot to shoot him. Dylan's trying to find a good angle with the camera. He finally comes into a spot that I think is a great shot opportunity. But what I didn't realize is I was so busy looking on the last 10 yards of the shot, where my arrow's gonna be flying, where the deer is, I completely miss a branch that's about 10 feet from me. I stop him, get him in the right spot, pull the trigger, and as soon as I pull the trigger, the arrow starts going all through the woods.
Real World Wildlife Products presents Buckmen. Working class hunters giant whitetails. Buckmen is brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession. Matthews, catch us if you can. Vortex Optics. Double B Calls, American made, custom built, patented technology.
As many of you maybe know, when you're hunting climbers, the worst part about it is you don't get to clear a lot of shooting lanes. This deer's coming down, funneling in. He's probably about 35 yards. I'm trying to find a spot to shoot him. Dylan's trying to find a good angle with the camera. He finally comes into a spot that I think is a great shot opportunity. I stop him, get him in the right spot, pull the trigger, and as soon as I pull the trigger, the arrow starts going all through the woods. He stands there like he didn't know what happened. His ears were pinned back, hair was ruffled. He didn't know if there was another buck maybe that was in there that he was mad at, but he stood there and looked around for a little while, eventually walked off. It's been a week since I had missed a great deer in this woods that we were hunting. It's the second morning of Illinois gun season, Saturday morning, November the 23rd, and we're finally gonna try to get even with these deer. It's very quiet, can't hear anything coming in on us.
It's not even 7 o'clock yet, and we've seen 11 deer. It should be a great morning. It's the peak of the rut. Second day of the Illinois gun season. We're in the same spot that I missed a real nice buck about a week ago. We're hoping he comes back through here today. And hopefully it's a different story. So stick with it. It should be a good morning. There's a deer in the valley. Looks like a good one. Shoot him. He's running this way. He's running this way. Get ready. He's down. Second day of gun season, Saturday. We've had deer all over us this morning. We got a really big 9-pointer. We got him on camera. He's a really nice deer, really old deer. Came cruising in right here. It's been really wet the last couple days. Didn't even hear him. I just turned and looked and he was about 30 yards. Came in here and stopped. Kyle got on him. We got it done. Yeah. He dropped about 50 yards right over here. We're gonna go check the shot out and then we're gonna go try to find him. That's why we do it right there. Second day of gun season, Southern Illinois. Had this buck right here on our hit list this year. We got some trail cam pictures of him. He's an older deer than what his rack shows, I think. He's got a real big body. Not a lot going on with the mass at the bases, but he looks like he's a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's actually a 12 point. He's got 3 here coming off his left brow tine, but nonetheless a good buck. We've had a rough year this year. I missed a real good one about a week ago with a bow. Saw this guy this morning and we decided to take him out. Good deer. This is why we do it. Buckmen TV. That's what it's about right here. This was just a bonus. So, awesome hunt. Awesome.
Back in the year 2013, I set out in the middle of November just to try to get some good full footage over a decoy. All of a sudden I heard something caught my attention to the left, and here comes this beautiful little 3.5-year-old deer. He come in all the way to the decoy, but the decoy was so big that he just didn't quite feel man enough, I guess, to come up to that decoy. He just stayed back, and I got excellent footage of him all posturing, but he wouldn't budge. Fast forward into the summer of 2014, I put out my cameras in hopes of maybe this deer popping up. And sure enough, the first good buck that I had on camera that year was him. At this year, he had dropped one of his split G2s on one of his side, and he kept the other one. Well, I coined him as Deuce. Here we are. This is the tree we're gonna hang our set in right here. It ought to be pretty good once we cut some branches, be able to see all this stuff, you know, be able to get shots long ways. We can shoot 250 yards. This is our seed we're planting right here. You know, the Real World Wildlife seed. It's a great seed. Dare you to compare it to any other seed around. You'll like the results of this stuff right here. Just finished hanging one of the sets we have. It's going to be over plot topper and harvest salad. We planted corn and beans in it, but the deer wiped it out. I'll show you here in a second. But it looks pretty good. It ought to be, you know, hopefully an early season spot. Our doe's on camera, and you know, maybe a little luck, get a buck on here. But it looks pretty good. We're up here in this big oak tree, so.
All the pictures we're getting of our bucks is all at nighttime. We're going to try to shoot as a doe tonight. We've had does on here every night, 4, 5, 6 of them. So it's still early, got a long time to go. With a little luck, we're gonna try to put the first deer on the ground and let this Matthews chill eggs do some work. We'll sit tight.
And just like usual, I had doe after doe just poured into this field. Well, I didn't want to shoot a doe that had yearlings. And lo and behold, I had a good mature doe step into the field. Right as it was getting dark, I was able to get the camera on her. I had my second angle running.
Smoked her right here, 18 yards. So, well, it's getting kind of dark, so we'll give her a little bit, and then we'll go get her. So, good one down already, so that's a good way to start off the year.
It was cool footage. I ended up arrowing her at 18, 19 yards, and she expired about 75 yards away. Put one down and made the herd that much better as far as ratio-wise. After never having an encounter with this deer in 2014, he's popping up on other cameras while I'm hunting a different location. He's starting to put the slip on me until muzzleloader season. He pops up into this field. It's time for a little redemption.
Back.
And as the morning progressed, we actually had a nice deer come in. We've had a lot of pictures of him. We call him half ear because he doesn't even have the tip of one of his ears. It's just half to 3/4 of his ear. I gave him a few calls, and he was kind of spooky at first. He didn't quite know what to think of the decoy. It was a good encounter. We wasn't going to shoot the deer, but nonetheless, it was a really good encounter, and nice to use the decoy a little bit and see how it worked for him.
We just had a great encounter with that buck. We haven't quite thought of a name for him yet. He popped up on the farm about 3 weeks ago. He's just a perfect 10, but he's got a real small body and he doesn't have much mass to him. So he got a free pass. We think he's only a 3.5-year-old. I'm hoping he stays on the farm. Next year, maybe we can try to get him killed. But nonetheless, great encounter with a great buck.
All the neighboring properties around either have timber and the only ag that they do have, they harvest it, and that's the only food around. But once they take it out, it's just about gone. We try to leave standing crops for these deer just for that late season, and it tends to work out awesome for us. It's post-rut, you know, the deer are winding down, or their attention isn't on the does, it's getting back on the food. We try to put that out there for them. We planted some real world beans, and we had some standing corn as well, and these deer were just starting to pile into it. Muzzleloader season runs around. I head out a little early to check a couple cars, a couple cameras, and sure enough, on the 11th of December, he pops up coming out to my standing cornfield. I got high hopes for that evening.
It is December 13th, second day of Illinois muzzleloader season. We slipped in here to a fence row between standing corn and a big wheat field. But we have a south-southwest wind. We just had 2 does cut across here as we were setting up all of our gear. It's actually warm today. It's like 50 degrees right now. Got the ozonics burning up right now. Hopefully that's gonna help us if anything does come downwind of us. But it's early. It's overcast right now, so we got plenty of daylight left, so we're gonna hang in here and hopefully we have some action.
We had several does come out, and following them was the deer we call half ear. He's just a nice 120-inch 8-pointer, or he's actually a 9-pointer. They kind of hung around in the field for a little bit. Some of them, you know, just going in and out of the woods, feeding on the corn, acorns. As I got my gun, I was just looking at them through my scope just to see at that far of a shot, because they was probably 150, 175 yards. And as I was looking at them through my scope, I pulled up on one of the deer, and out of nowhere, this was the deer that we call Deuce. He was the deer we was after. He's the deer that was there 2 days ago. Well, as all the excitement started to rise, I kneeled down, I got a steady rest, and I was on him. I was solid. And he started moving his way closer and closer. And he wasn't too concerned about the does that was in the area. He was just worried about feeding. Well, as he starts inching his way closer, I tell Dylan York that if he turns left or right, if he still wants to exit the field, I'm gonna try a shot. I ranged that spot roughly where he was at with my Vortex rangefinder, and he was about 163 yards. Just as I thought he might have done, he turned and he started heading back to the woods. Right as he got to the edge of the woods, I let a loud bleat to stop him. Back. He kicked, he took off. He only ran about 55, 60 yards and he stopped and he all hunched up. Although I was solid on my shot, I pulled it a little bit and I actually hit him right in the guts.
We're gonna back out. Give him till tomorrow morning, we ain't gonna mess with it. But even though I pulled it, I feel like that Barnes bullet is gonna do his job, and I think he'll be there in the morning as long as we give him that time. When in doubt, back out. So that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back in the morning, and hopefully he's right there at the end of the trail.
We just slipped back out here. We knew we hit him back, but we reviewed the footage 100 times, it seems like, and knew they could hit him back. So we gave him plenty of time, shot him at 4:30. Here it is, 11 o'clock, and we're gonna slip back out here, try to look for some blood, and hopefully at the end of the trail, we can find this big deer. I don't know what happened was the thing. Looking for blood, couldn't find any. We thought he went up this way. Down in the dumps, can't find anything. Look to the left, and right here below, right here on the other side of a log, there he is, dead as can be. Like I said, we backed out and here he was. He didn't go nowhere. 55 yards from the impact shot. A deer that we thought, we wasn't positive if this was the deer that we saw last year, but now as we compare him, I feel that it is. Main beams are the same. His brow tine's kind of stubbed off. It's not broken, but it looks like it is. He come out here in this Real World Wildlife seed beans, and we also threw in some corn. We just did strips, beans, and corn, and it worked like a charm. It was a far shot, 160 yards, but this TC Triumph topped this Vortex Diamondback, there was no match for him. He lost that battle. He didn't go far, and heck of a buck, and now it's time to burn the phone lines up and celebrate.